How much space and throughput can a warehouse really handle? Warehouse capacity modelling is about understanding what a warehouse can realistically handle. It is not just about how much floor space exists, it is about how much storage, movement, labour, equipment and throughput the warehouse can support under real operating conditions. A warehouse may look large on paper, but once you include aisles, safety clearances, racking, docks, staging areas, picking routes and equipment movement, the true usable capacity can be very different. Capacity modelling helps leaders calculate and simulate what the facility can do today, what it may struggle with tomorrow, and what changes may be needed before problems appear. In simple terms, it helps answer a critical question: how much can this warehouse really handle? Better decisions on space, flow, and investment. Capacity modelling matters because warehouses are often under pressure from growth, changing demand, more SKUs, seasonal peaks, and service expectations. Without proper modelling, organisations may make decisions based on assumptions. They may believe they have enough space when they do not, or they may invest in expansion when the real issue is poor flow, poor layout, or underused equipment. Warehouse capacity modelling helps determine maximum storage capacity, assess throughput capability, identify bottlenecks, and support investment decisions. It also helps leaders understand the difference between space and flow. A warehouse can have space available, but still fail operationally if goods cannot move through it quickly enough. Capacity is not just about space, it is also about flow. Physical space and storage media. Good modelling starts with good input data. The first area to understand is physical space. That includes warehouse length, width and height, but also usable height after sprinkler clearances, lighting, safety rules, and equipment limits. You also need to understand aisle widths, dock areas, staging zones, and non-storage space. The second area is storage media. That means the type of racking, shelving, floor stacking, bins, mezzanines, or automated systems being used. Different storage approaches create very different capacity outcomes. For example, narrow aisle racking may increase storage density, but it may require specialist equipment and may affect throughput. So the model needs to reflect the real layout, not just the theoretical size of the building. Inventory profile and operational data. The next set of inputs relates to the inventory profile and the way the operation actually works. Inventory profile includes the number of SKUs, units per SKU, pallet size, weight, stacking limits, stock turnover, and ABC velocity profile. These factors matter because not all inventory behaves the same. Fast-moving products need different storage and picking arrangements compared with slow-moving stock. Operational data is equally important. That includes receiving rates, put-away rates, picking rates, dispatch volumes, shift patterns, working hours, equipment capacity, and labour availability. A warehouse model that only looks at storage will miss the bigger picture. Capacity must reflect both the characteristics of the stock and the tempo of the operation. 3 ways to understand warehouse capacity. There are 3 common approaches to warehouse capacity modelling. The first is static capacity calculation. This estimates the maximum theoretical storage capacity after allowing for aisles, safety clearances, columns, equipment movement, and non-storage areas. The second is dynamic simulation. This models the movement of goods, people, and equipment under real operating conditions. It helps identify bottlenecks that a simple spreadsheet may miss. The third is scenario modelling. This tests what happens if demand increases, layout changes, labour changes, automation is introduced, or SKU variety grows. The best approach depends on the question being asked. Sometimes a simple capacity calculator is enough. Sometimes a more detailed simulation is needed. Capacity must reflect both the characteristics of the stock and the tempo of the operation. Questions capacity modelling should help answer. One of the most useful parts of warehouse capacity modelling is the ability to test what-if scenarios before making expensive changes. For example, what happens if the warehouse adds extra shifts? What happens if the racking system changes? What if SKU variety increases, demand peaks earlier than expected, or automation is introduced? What if overflow activity is outsourced to a third-party logistics provider? These are not theoretical questions. They are practical operational decisions that can affect cost, service, labour, safety, and resilience. Scenario modelling allows leaders to compare options before committing money, people, and infrastructure. It helps move decision-making from guesswork to evidence. What should warehouse leaders measure? Warehouse capacity modelling should be linked to clear metrics. Storage capacity tells us how many pallet positions, bin locations, or storage units are available. Utilization rate tells us what percentage of those positions are occupied. Throughput capacity measures how many pallets, cases, or units can move in and out each day. Turnover ratio compares annual throughput with average stock holding. Pick density helps measure operational productivity, such as picks per hour per picker. Dock-to-stock time shows how quickly received goods are put away and made available. Good metrics connect space, flow, and performance. They help leaders see whether the warehouse is genuinely capable or simply appearing to cope. Avoid weak assumptions and model the real world. There are several common pitfalls in warehouse capacity modelling. One is overestimating usable height by ignoring safety clearances, lighting, sprinklers, or equipment limitations. Another is ignoring SKU growth. Even if total volume stays the same, more product variety can create more complexity. A third pitfall is focusing only on storage and forgetting throughput. A warehouse may have enough stock locations, but not enough receiving, picking, or dispatch capacity. Leaders should also avoid underestimating seasonal peaks, returns, repairs, and reverse logistics. Useful tools include Excel calculators, CAD layouts, discrete event simulation, and digital twins. The key message is simple. Warehouse capacity modelling turns space and flow into better decisions. It helps organisations avoid weak assumptions, test scenarios, and understand what their warehouse can really handle.